we present to your attention the best sci-fi MMORPG, top fantastic games for those who love to surf the universe, explore new planets, or just shoot with something more effective than a bow and arrow. Destiny 2, the sequel to not the most successful sci-fi MMORPG, which has done a lot of work on the bugs. The events of the game develop in the distant future. The solar system is teeming with aliens, and almost all planets are accessible to people. The mysterious Wanderer helps the Guardians in the fight against extraterrestrial invaders, but the last stronghold of light, the legendary tower, fell under the onslaught of the Red Legion. The story campaign of the game resembles an expensive space opera, and in fact, it is. Paying great attention to the plot and the universe, the authors did not forget about the action. Destiny 2 is an excellent shooter that has a place for boss fights, patrolling locations, side quests, Cade's chest quests, and massive PvP battles. EVE Online, space sandbox and global political simulator in which alliance battles include thousands of ships on each side, and the cost of one Titan exceeds the cost of some car models. There are about 5,000 star systems in the game, divided into security zones. A relatively safe empire is surrounded by pirate zones, and behind them lie gigantic spaces of zeros, locations where PvP is not limited in any way. Despite its huge size, the world of EVE Online is full of life. Here they dig asteroids, mine ice, hunt miners, rob caravans, sabotage the market, explore wormholes, fight off pirate invasions, and fight for territory and influence. After so many years after the release of EVE Online, remains the most solid and balanced space sim in the world. Elite Dangerous. This sci-fi online game has the largest open world in existence. There are 400 billion star systems available for exploration, plus even more planets to land on. True, the inhabited bubble has a diameter of only 1,000 light-years, but no one is stopping you from dropping everything and flying to the other side of the Milky Way. Elite Dangerous will make you feel all the charms and horrors of the loneliness of space, teach you how to navigate a ship in the conditions of meticulously worked-out Newtonian physics, and make you forget about the real world for many months. The game will not entertain you. Get ready to look for entertainment yourself. Entropia Universe. Already elderly, but still vigorous sci-fi MMORPG with the ability to withdraw earned money in real life. The game's economy is based on the Project Entropia dollar, PED currency with a fixed exchange rate to the US dollar. There are a lot of ways to make money in Planet Calypso. Collecting animal sweat, yes sweat, mining, transporting passengers, trading, crafting, investment income. True, not all of them are effective, so for a good start you will have to invest real money in the game. The world of Planet Calypso consists of 5 separate planets, between which flights are possible. Each of them has its own flora, fauna, and minerals. Outer space is also not dead. Pirates operate in it, so travel between planets is not always safe. The threshold for entering the game is extremely high, but if you understand all the nuances, then you will have the prospect of a good income. Star Trek Online. Inspired by the famous TV series, this sci-fi MMORPG offers 2 modes: a space simulator where you can fly your own starship, and a classic ground mode with shootouts and story missions. The main action takes place in space, not the most realistic, but sometimes beautiful. In foot battles, assistants are available to players, but the missions themselves are monotonous and quickly get bored. In addition to the main character in the game, you need to upgrade the starship crew. New officers appear as you wander around the galaxy and actively help both in ground and space fights. Star Citizen. The epic long-term construction from the creator of the Starlancer and Freelancer series of simulators, Chris Roberts, has slowly reached the alpha release stage. Not everyone can play, but only backers, that is, those who help raise more than $65 million for development. With this money, Chris and co. have created a full-fledged online space combat simulator with an open world, ships for several people, landings on planets, and battles in the first person. The game also features space station rentals and a base of operations for outlaw players. Yes, you can become a rogue pirate in Star Citizen. The number of available ships has already exceeded 5 dozen, and among them there are not only combat, but also transport, research, and industrial ones. Star Wars: The Old Republic. The creators of this MMORPG relied on a story campaign, which turned out to be so interesting that the project can be safely included in the top adventure games. Local quests are bursting with interesting dialogue and heartbreaking scenes, and eventually lead to a full-scale war between the Empire and a Republic. It is especially valuable that one can look at the emerging conflict from both points of view. At the same time, the gameplay mechanics of Star Wars. The Old Republic is not much different from other projects. The only thing that stands out in this game is the companion system. With these guys, it is much more interesting to clear instances and fight against other players. Not to mention the fact that each of them needs to be dressed, fed, and so on. Space Engineers, a set of Lego, a young chemist, and a physicist in one bottle, in which you need to not only build a spaceship or base but also make it all work. In fact, this is a virtual constructor with an endless list of connectors, collectors, reactors, and other building blocks. This is what the life of an asteroid miner will look like somewhere closer to the end of the 21st century. The game was released on PC in 2013, but is still in a semi-assembled state. That in no way detracts from its merits. If you are looking for Minecraft for smart people, then Space Engineers is the best candidate for this position. The setting of Skyforge is an interesting mix of fantasy and sci-fi. Once upon a time, the planet Ilion was under the protection of the powerful deity who created it. But then the patron disappeared, and the once prosperous Ilion became the target of a massive alien invasion. Numerous immortal heroes began to defend the planet, each of which received a piece of divine power. Our character is one of those heroes, and the ultimate goal here is to develop our own cult, gather followers, and join the new pantheon of the gods of this world. An important feature of the gameplay is the ability to switch character classes right in the middle of the battle. Vega Conflict, a free space simulator that takes Clash of Clans gameplay and expands on it. That is, you will also build a base, strengthen the army of spaceships, and make daring attacks on other players. But here each combat unit can be controlled separately, and all of them are subject to modifications, of which there are over 100. The battles themselves are also interesting. If there is nothing memorable in standard duels, then clan wars will definitely be imprinted in your memory, since hundreds of ships participate in them at the same time. The game itself is free, but it's better not to see the price tag for premium kits for it. Hades Star, a solid fantasy strategy that throws gamers into various star systems and offers to explore them, interact with other inhabitants of space, and participate in intense battles. The feature of the game was the system of stars, which are essentially analogous to combat zones and modes. In the world you will find different areas: blue, red, yellow, white, and each of these has its own rules, mainly PvP, while stars have a limited lifespan. Phantasy Star Online 2 is a very popular anime-themed sci-fi MMORPG in Asian countries that will fulfill your adventure fantasies in the distant future. The project has earned its love with a detailed character editor, a fast response combat system, you can switch classes literally on the go, an abundance of content, invite friends to complete tons of cooperative missions, and a colorful picture. An improved version, titled New Genesis, was presented to the court in the summer of 2021. With Titan graphics, redesigned systems and mechanics, thanks to which fantastic adventures became even better. If your favorite game is not included in this list, write in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel, watch our other videos, press like, turn on notifications, and you will always be aware of what to play today.